Daughter will talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jim. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well, the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bell will start. And the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. Ash Brent. Tuesday morning, you can give us a call this morning. We've got that ready to go again.
894-4020. Wade and Carter love line.
Stephanie Coney, Daniel Wade White, Mark Kurtz on the podium this morning. Wade and Carter weather brought to you this morning, as it is every morning, by the great folks at AT Deerlam Hay Feed and Ranch Services. Stop by. See Jackie for all your last-minute gift-giving ideas. 8 shopping days left till Christmas.
44 degrees under cloudy skies in Victoria, Texas, heading to a high today of 67.
It gets there.
Lilo says there's no audio, but there is audio because it's on.
I don't know what the problem is. It looks good there. Looks good there.
You did the 12 and the 3.
Everything's where it needs to be.
Yep, we're here. Y'all can hear us, right?
Greg Garcia, Scott Snow, Rena Scherer, Bobby Leister, Mark Cepeda, good morning. Cody Bauman, Linda Christ, Scott Tomko, Monty Howard, Andrew Alvarez, Marvin Mickish, Justin Glass, Linda Christ, Kendra Douglas, Amanda King, Marina, good morning.
Hello, Marina.
David Glass, Mark Kurtz. Yep, everybody telling us we're good here. I'm not sure what the issue is because it looks like we're streaming everywhere we need to be streaming.
David Glass says it's really staticky.
Seems to be a Facebook. Well, there, and Scott Tomko says it's good on Facebook, so I don't.
Zed Stewart says it's 38 degrees in Cuero.
John Anderson checking in.
John, what's the temperature over there in the Carolinas?
They have no audio or video to Magic. It looks like it's working on this end.
Yeah, we're good. We haven't changed a thing. Facebook, YouTube, KTMZ in Corpus Christi.
So
I don't know where the static comes from.
I don't either.
We may have to grab some new cables.
Over Christmas, that might be something to figure
The problem is I'm looking right here. There's 20 different plugs on this desk.
And it may not be any of them. It could be something in this building that's causing interference.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just never know.
That's right. Yesterday was kind of a negative day. We had a lot of downer things to talk about, mostly involving the radical Islamic State. Now, a word out of Australia that's been confirmed that this father-son, how about that father-son?
Father may have been trained by ISIS.
They were sworn to the Islamic State. John Anderson says it's 25 degrees in North Carolina. Cody says don't touch the cables. Okay. Ricky Champagne King checking in. I don't know.
And then some reporting that the narrative, and it doesn't discount the hero's actions at Bondi Beach for attacking one of the gunmen, taking a couple of shots himself. May not survive, was last I heard last night.
I think he's going to be okay. I saw the Australian Prime Minister visiting with him, but his arm was all bundled up. Wow. Lilo Arguelles, the El Capitan at the mothership of Magic 95.9. Welcome in, Magic 95.9 listeners. Our own junior samples somehow bungled the board over there. We should have known.
Should have known.
We should have known.
Yeah. So,
What a day.
but apparently the hero of the day that stopped the shooting from being even worse, reports are he may have been a Christian from Syria. So
Wow.
it just shows you how the media is so quick to try to push narratives.
Yeah, that's
Did it really matter what the religious background of it is of a guy who decided to take action to stop a shooting? What matters is you had two radical Islamists, radical fundamental Islamists,
Islamists.
on a roll. Leave me alone.
Islamists.
Does it really matter when you're bastardizing a religion to wreak havoc on people you hate?
Right. What?
Do I really care what I call them?
No, the thing
Terrorist idiots.
is, they're really not bastardizing a religion because that is the religion. The peaceful Muslims are the backslidden, lazy
Yeah,
Muslims.
they don't like them either.
It is interesting, though, that in the purest form, a man and his son, or two men, started shooting people at a beach. You dig one layer deeper, you find out that the motive is they were radicalized Islamists, and they were shooting Jews on the first day of Hanukkah. And then you dig one layer deeper, and we thought that another Muslim was actually the guy that broke it up, and it may be that he was a Christian.
But does that really matter?
Does any of that really matter? You still had two knuckleheads shooting people for no reason. That's the deal. And of course, in Australia, they're blaming the guns.
Of course they are.
We need to pick up the guns. No, you need to pick up the muzzies.
I'm not going to read it. I don't know. Many of you probably saw Donald Trump's tweet yesterday in connection with Rob Reiner's death, and it's just it rubbed the Democrats the wrong way.
And that's why he did it.
It's exactly why.
You know,
he did it.
spoiler
Trolling.
alert, he triggered the Dems because it's so easy to
But what
get
the
up in
Dems
their
refuse
feels.
to realize here is if Donald Trump would have died yesterday, Rob Reiner would have been celebrating it everywhere. Let's be honest. He
Oh.
hated Trump,
Absolutely.
and that's what would have happened.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that is what would have happened.
But you have two people that didn't like each other in life, so all of a sudden one of them dies, and the other one has to pretend he likes him? Come on.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, Trump clearly didn't like Reiner, and Reiner went out of his way
To not like him.
to not like him, to really, really very vocal. How about that? Australia reporting that was your cousin. No, that's Monty Howard. Currently reporting says that the police arrived quickly and hid for 20 minutes.
Maybe the police don't have guns there. I don't know. Melissa Hanson checking in. Tammy Williams, good morning. Jordan Glass. Lots of news out of Ukraine this morning, and Zelensky and met in the Netherlands yesterday and is supposed to be talking with the U.S. as soon as this weekend. Will Ukrainians see a Christmas miracle? I'm not so sure. Trump saying the peace deal is closer than ever. Putin says he's still waiting to hear from Washington on an update of their talks with Zelensky this weekend. Apparently, security concerns. Ukraine saying they blew a Russian submarine with an underwater drone attack.
Pretty cool video.
It's kind of cool video, not going to lie. But I don't know. I don't think this is, I don't think we're going to say, hey, Dennis Chan, there's my buddy Chan Man checking in. Might be in Panama, might not be.
Hello, Melissa Hanson.
So, Jennifer Rayburn says, or say nothing at all, maybe. That's what Mom always said.
Yeah, I think that's part of the deal. I don't know why. I don't know what to do to make it not crack.
I don't either. But I don't get why the expectation that all of a sudden somebody's dead that you didn't like and you have to treat them differently because they're dead. I agree. Trump probably could have said nothing. Probably could have just said rip Rob Reiner instead of saying, well, once was a talented filmmaker. Now he sucks.
Yeah, he is kind of like a petulant child. He does make me laugh, but there's lots of times he would be better served by saying nothing.
Yeah.
Good morning, Brent. Going? Too cold to fish.
And certainly saying yes yesterday would have been enough. They've arrested his son, did not release him on bond. Imagine that.
They wanted $4 million to release him.
You can bet if this was inner city LA,
oh, he'd be out.
He'd be out on bond.
Sure.
But because he's a white kid from Brentwood.
Yeah, he's in.
European leaders signing a treaty that will establish a Ukraine war damages body. The leaders and Zelensky both calling for Russia to be held accountable for the aggression and for any damages.
What is this, an insurance claim?
Seems like it, doesn't it?
I don't get it.
Zelensky says peace plans are ready to be presented to Russia.
The EU's callous said if you start a war, you will be held accountable. Interesting.
That's from The Guardian this morning. Zelensky says proposals negotiated with the U.S. on a peace deal to end the war could be finalized within days. American envoys will then present them to the Kremlin.
I mean, don't you think that Russia gets tired of fighting? Don't you? I mean, it's what they've always done, but don't you think this time of year you're like, can we just stop? Really?
Yeah, I mean, we're heading into what, year 3 of this war?
At least.
Security guarantees, but land is the main sticking point, according to Zelensky.
Well, he doesn't want to give any up, and the Russians don't want to have the people die for nothing. So they're saying, hey.
Zelensky says he has compromised and proposed a free economic zone that could theoretically be possible if the Ukrainian people voted for it. But whether or not that's something that Vlad Putin would agree to, I don't know how that works. Where's the jurisdiction on who guides those people, who provides the infrastructure? I mean, the rebuilding's going to be done by the U.S., let's be honest.
Sure.
Europe has no money. We'll just continue to print money to help Ukraine.
Yeah, no kidding, BJ. She says just use some of the trillions that Biden sent them. Bill Booker sums up Donald Trump. He says he just has no filter. Good or bad, that's who he is. Yeah. True story. Scott Tompkins says, wouldn't you think radical Islam folks would get tired of fighting? Bad people love to do bad things. It's in their genes. I agree.
Yeah, I think the radical Islamists they're a cult. They've been brainwashed, and then they pass it down. I mean, we've talked about the stories of what they're teaching kids in the schools in Gaza. So, take a break. Switch gears after that.
Back to the positive stuff?
Something, ain't it? I don't know if there is any positive stuff. Your call is 361-894-4020. We'll get to them after the break if you want to give us a call.
Call us with your favorite holiday memory.
Sports Advocate. Sign up today. And here's why. If you're a Shiner or Yoakum football fan, the only place you will find coverage of their state championship football game
locally, yeah,
is the Sports Advocate. Mike Foreman heading up for the state championships. I've been told that the local paper will not be sending a reporter to cover that game.
Cost
I guess
$50.
Shiner, I
They're
guess
not
Shiner
doing
and
it.
Yoakum just they don't feel that they sell enough papers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Craziness. Mike Foreman, go to our webpage, go to wadeandcarter.com. You'll click and you can sign up right there. Or you can go to the sportsadvocate.com. $9.99 a month, $100 for the year, get you 2 months free. Go ahead and do it. Just do it. You'll be glad you did, and we'll be glad you did. The money's going to Mike. We'd like to help. Let's do it. Went Services, Went Electrical for all your electric needs, plugs, generators, turnkey generator service. Reach out to Went for all your needs. Atzenhofer and atzenhofer.com. Today's a good day to look at cars online. It's cold. Go to Atzenhofer. 26 will be their 100th year. Atzenhofer is Victoria's dealership. Chestnut Furniture, tables, chairs, dining room suits, they've got it all. Chestnut and Love make your house a home. Get in and see why. You just always do better at Chestnut. Paravita Wellness and the Vita Cafe, two fine, fair eateries in town. Get by and let Erica Briggs help you avoid that holiday tonnage that we all tend to put on. Get in and eat healthy. The Dollar Floor Store, all your flooring needs.
Name says it all.
That's it. Bottom dollar on top quality stuff. There you go. Frisco, Norm Burgess says it's 45
That's
degrees.
a lot warmer than yesterday when it was, 29? So things are warming up in Texas.
There you go.
John Anderson fronting you out on this one. Will there be a Republican president again after Trump, or will a Democrat president be next? What do you think, Brent Carter?
I think it'll be a Republican. I think you're going to see the economy continue to do better. I didn't share this with you the other day when I was in the Houston area. I found a speedy stop. $2.99 a gallon or super unleaded. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I bought some here yesterday for $3.22 a gallon.
There you go.
At a speedy stop.
Saved yourself $6 on the tank.
There you go.
Sure. Jacob's checking in.
So yeah, I think that you're going to see things continue to get better. It took us roughly 80 years to screw up our government so badly that we have to have this major overhaul. I think you're going to see Donald Trump start to really have success in about year 3. I think it's going to be okay. Things are going to be okay.
Are you concerned, as Andrew Alvarez, that the Dems will take over the House and the Senate in the midterm?
No, I think the Republicans are going to destroy the midterm. I think it's going to be fine.
There's Tom Kingston checking in.
I'm often wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right. Maybe I'm more hopeful than correct. But
my concern is if Republicans who want to cut spending don't get enough of a majority
it won't
to
happen.
do so without the Democrats or without counteracting the moderate Republicans who keep wanting to spend.
The lukewarm.
Yeah. And led us to that 41-day record government shutdown. Ooh.
That affected not one part of my life.
But that's where the problem is until the folks in Congress change their tune and stop spending. I saw Twitter reports today. I know you're not on there again, so I'll do the dirty work and go look for you every once in a while. But a lot of the Dems on Twitter, Trump spent $1 trillion faster than anybody else. This is COVID-era spending that Congress, and yes, Trump has signed it, but still, this is COVID-era spending that Trump has signed because these are the continuing resolutions that Congress continues to pass.
Yeah.
They're not cutting spending meaningfully enough at all.
Yes, John, I agree with Bill Booker. It'll be J.D. Vance as the front runner, I think, to be president. Although we haven't heard a word out of J.D. Vance in several weeks. I think that you need to look no further when you want to sum up the Democrats Look at Obamacare. Not one Republican had anything to do with Obamacare. And tax cuts were put in place to make it work, which means that your taxes were used to prop it up. And now the Democrats are holding the Republicans, the majority party, they're holding the Republicans hostage for fixing the program that the Democrats initiated. And somehow it's the Republicans' fault that it doesn't function as they wanted it to. Interesting.
Well, because the subsidies are ending and people's premiums are going up.
Linda Chris saying she'd like J.D. Vance and Rubio on the same ticket. I think J.D. Vance would have to be the presidential frontrunner. Rubio comes off to me as very genuine. I say that because quite often his comments are not, they're always on par. They're always on topic, but he's not tremendously polished. He just tells you what he thinks. I like Marco Rubio.
I think Rubio could stay on as Secretary of State for another 2 terms and then run for president. I think he's been very effective.
Greg Garcia says Vance will win because the Dems have absolutely no one on their bench. I listened to a deal the other day. A guy was talking statistics and others from California, and he said, Gavin Newsom couldn't get it done. He couldn't affect all the change he wanted to affect as mayor, so he ran for governor. And now that he's governor, he basically says amongst the highest homeless population, the highest drug addiction population, the fires with no water to put them out, the problems that they've had in California under his watch, he now says he can't fix them until he becomes president. And after that, was he going to become world czar?
Yeah.
I mean,
Leader of the EU.
He keeps failing and moving up. And that's kind of what the Democrats do, right? Because deep inside, the Democrats hate America and they want it to fail. They do. It's weird to me that if there are people that I know that if I asked them, would you rather be under a Chinese regime or give Donald Trump 4 more years? Oh, give me the Chinese, for sure.
Yeah, because then at that point, they'll believe in the Constitution.
For sure.
That doesn't allow a 3rd term unless, times of war, right?
Tammy Williams says, Vance versus Newsom, the election of good hair.
And unfortunately, here's where we are in politics. And I know, Tammy, you're joking and laughing.
It is about looks.
But some people will vote for that reason alone. Well, I think Vance has better hair. I think Newsom has better hair because
Newsom does have great hair.
The people
he's
don't.
Got these weird mannerisms.
People don't care
he's
about
fruity.
the substance.
Dwight Eisenhower would never get elected today. Former general, bald-headed, no chance.
No, he'd be ridiculed like Pete Hegseth is ridiculed.
Yeah.
The only thing they would say, well, he was qualified, he was a general, but he's still an idiot.
Vance definitely needs to distance himself from Turning Point USA, says Tammy Williams. But here's the deal. There are enough Christians in this country that if they just voted, we could do whatever we want. It would be fine. B.J. Nelson says if the Californians weren't afraid of the thought police, they could elect a Republican. I have friends in the television industry that are afraid to tell people they work with. They are conservative. We need people to be brave and speak up. Absolutely.
Well, because if you do, they'll lose their careers. And it's so expensive to live in California, you can't afford to lose your career.
And I agree that the fact that Newsom burnt an entire state down and is still considered a front runner for president for the Dems, it really does tell you the state of the Democratic Party.
He didn't burn a state down, but but his policies have led to problems in California.
Did they or did they not, the Pacific Palisades area, did they not go in and buy that land to put low-income housing on after all those estate homes burned down?
I don't know that one. I'd have to look it up.
I don't know what I would do if I,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This was interesting, and I think it came out Friday, so therefore it got very little.
Yeah, they always
news,
do that, don't they? We've noticed that too.
Yeah, or this came out on Thursday, and the major media just kind of ignored it. But Stanford's researchers have discovered why the COVID-19 and the vaccine have caused inflamed heart tissue in some people, and their study says a pair of substances secreted by immune cells have induced myocarditis, and the substances secreted by immune cells after people get the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine. So the vaccine itself is causing the substances to be secreted.
And then it makes the heart swell up.
And then there was some idiot on Twitter yesterday saying that the unvaccinated didn't do enough during COVID to keep us safe.
Crazy talk.
If you made claims like this, that the mRNA vaccine was unhealthy or would have hurt you,
you were bad.
You were banned. Yeah. Not just bad, you were banned. You were kicked off social media.
Yeah, it's true. That was the case on Facebook. You weren't allowed to talk about the vaccines. Your opinion did not matter on that subject.
I still remember I made a post and I put a picture of the band The Cure up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a meme. I shared the meme. Basically said, I may not know anything about COVID, but I know this is The Cure.
Right.
And I got banned for 5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I had to appeal to get reinstated 2 days early.
It was actually very funny.
From my week-long ban.
I think you actually said something like, I don't know much about the fact, but I found the cure.
Something like
I don't know much about COVID, but I found the cure. And it's just a picture of the Cure, which was a band.
There it is. I'm no expert on COVID-19, but this is The Cure, and it's a picture of the band.
They banned it for 5 days.
Yeah, 7, but I repealed it, and they cut it down to 2.
They felt sorry
2 days. For you. They did. That's what happened. So when you started to doubt the science.
Yeah. By the way, scientists are wrong all the time. I mean, look, you've got scientists that deeply believe in the theory of evolution.
But now you have people on Twitter shaming the unvaccinated for not doing enough to warn us. You're the idiots that just went like sheep and got 10 jabs.
Andrew Alvarez says he got banned for sharing a video of an experiment he did with different styles of masks. It's wintertime. The mask will be back out.
And this Stanford study comes on the heels of, what was it, the FDA or Pfizer revealing that their vaccine actually was causing problems in kids. I mean, this stuff's starting to come out, but the media is completely ignoring it.
I remember us saying that kids didn't need the vaccine to begin with because
they weren't getting
kids
sick.
weren't getting sick and kids weren't dying.
And the numbers still bear that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And while we're on a health kick, let's just talk about a measles outbreak in South Carolina, because this is, tell me when you've heard this one before, right? Vaccinate your kids, but it's your choice. That's kind of the official script in South Carolina now, but 129 confirmed cases in South Carolina. That's it.
But I don't understand why that you can be a person that says, I don't want the COVID jab because, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make me an anti-vaxxer, and I would get my children vaccinated against measles.
I would too.
That vaccine works. I don't think you have to be like, that's it, no more jabs. I just don't want a COVID vaccine that simply doesn't work.
But that's where they lump you into
You're an
an
anti-vaxxer
anti-vaxxer because you don't want the COVID vaccine. We know about the measles outbreak in West Texas early this year. This one now in South Carolina. Apparently, there was also one along the Utah-Arizona border. They're saying that 95 of the people in those areas were not, or the vaccination rate was below the 95% threshold, in which they feel that that's necessary to keep the virus from spreading. So we know in Texas, a lot of it was religious beliefs.
to not get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Oh, it was one certain
Population.
yeah. They just said no.
Yeah.
They were all, for example, they were all Mormon, let's say, and they all said we don't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah. Let's see.
What did Linda Chris? Jennifer Rayburn's always good. Read that one.
Did anyone watch, hear anything about yesterday's commissioners' court meeting? There was an introduction of a Zoom call of a gentleman from an industry coming to the court called First Ammonia,
Yeah.
and a discussion presented about their abatement options. But then the feed dropped out. Didn't see anything. Had not heard about.
Tell me
this
where
one.
you stand on this. Now, I get it that the port and the VEDC, everybody wants a win. They want to win. They want to have, look what we did. And good for them. That's their job. The abatement that this ammonia plant wanted was 10 years, no taxes. They don't pay any taxes for 10 years. I asked, what, are they creating like 500 jobs? Are we going to have to build 200 homes? I mean, no, 30 full-time jobs. I'm not giving you 10 years of no taxes for 30 people, 20 of whom will come from our community.
Well,
right?
because then on the other hand, they keep saying, oh, we have to raise our tax base. But when you bring in 30 people, it's marginally raising our tax base anyway.
Period.
And then when you give the company 10 years of no taxes, all you've done is put it on the backs of the existing taxpayers.
And I know that there are people who are going to say, well, you know, the county judge or the commissioner's court, they're not trying to grow. They're just stuck. But look, 30 jobs does not merit a multi-billion-dollar operation to export ammonia from our community for no taxes. That's ridiculous. I don't.
With a risk that if that ammonia ever leaks,
Yeah, we could all be sick or die. But if you're losing money on every transaction, you can't make it up on volume.
no,
That's the deal.
because there's not enough volume coming to Victoria County right now.
That's right.
And you know what? If some other county wants to give them a 10-year tax break for 30 jobs, go.
Linda Chris says so many people put Rob down for not getting the vaccine and for being so vocal about it. Of course, Rob's also a nurse. She said, I got the vaccine and ended up with COVID twice. I really wish I'd listened to him when he said, don't get it. She goes, now I have about 10 years to worry about what the shots may do to me. At the end of the day, the government literally tried to tell us, well, you may get COVID, but the symptoms won't be as bad. So you get COVID and you're sick as a dog, and they're going, count your blessings. You had the vaccine.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. But it really, how do they know? How,
They don't.
how
That's
can
the
you
thing.
tell me that my symptoms would have been worse? Just dumb.
And
Hi,
there,
Trey.
and there, hey, Funky, and there are people I know that have never felt sicker, except when they got COVID after getting the vaccine. Are the two
Right.
related? I probably no causation, maybe not even correlation. I don't know. But
I got it to travel.
But that was the thing.
But I regret it.
But geez,
I wish I
imagine
would've
if you
done it.
didn't get the vaccine, Brent,
Oh, I
how
couldn't
much
travel.
worse you would be.
It'd be so
You
much
don't
worse.
know that.
Right. No, it's dumb. These are the same people that put folks on respirators and killed them.
Because Pfizer said this would. Pfizer, I've still got the tweet somewhere because it's kind of what I do. When people say, oh, they never promised that the vaccine was going to stop COVID. Oh, no. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Was Tammy Williams good? Just a little. I just want to read the rest of what she said there. Interesting. So for the conspiracy theorist, it says Candace Owens has her own thing going on. She likes to think that she and Charlie Kirk were besties, and maybe they were. It says bypassing Candace investigation, Baron Coleman is doing a deep dive into the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Someone on the inside was a part of it. This has nothing to do with Erica. Charlie just launched his own investigation to find out where millions of dollars had disappeared from Turning Point USA. So maybe there was someone on the inside. I don't blame. I mean, I'm not here to say that like Israel was involved, the Mossad, but I say emphatically that the Jews are going to do what they have to do to remain. And so I'm not saying they had anything to do with even the planning or the execution of the plan to kill Charlie Kirk, but I'm saying they would. If that's what they needed to do, they would. So I don't know. I don't know why anybody would want to kill the guy.
Is the pattern a little weird here, though? Kind of young men, loners,
losers,
being assassins?
Yeah, that's the
Seems
deal.
to be a pattern. Just so you can see, that's a screenshot of a Pfizer tweet from January of 2021. Read that for the folks so that it's not just me.
The Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine has not been approved or licensed by the U.S. FDA, but has been authorized for emergency use to prevent COVID-19 in individuals 16 plus.
There you go. Pfizer. That was from Pfizer Inc. at Pfizer on
Not
Twitter.
approved by the FDA, but
approved for emergency use because everybody was in a panic that we had to do something.
And that falls on Donald Trump, by the way. That was Donald Trump's administration. Donald Trump, who followed the science.
Followed the advice of one Anthony Fauci. But Pfizer there said this is used to prevent COVID. It never prevented it.
No. That guy's a criminal, by the way, Tony Fauci.
And they kept trying to tell you that it would.
So John Paul Hall, who does know these things, and I respect his opinion, says every other county in Texas will make the same deal or better. 30 jobs at what salary? Not minimum wage jobs. So JP, who is quite knowledgeable and involved on the inside, you would give that abatement just because anybody else would give it? I mean, what's in it for the county? And by the way, if we give abatements, extrapolate this out. Let's say that you could fill every available inch of real estate along that barge canal, but they all want 10-year tax-free abatements. At what point? I mean, why? Why do you even have the barge canal? You don't make any money off of it.
Well,
are we betting that 10 years down the road we'll make money off of it? I'd be curious to see how much money we make off Caterpillar now that their abatement has rolled off. I mean, if it's $500,000 a year, big deal. I'd be tempted to give them a 50% tax abatement for 20 years. Same amount of money, but at least the county gets something. Somebody's got to mow the grass out there. I don't know. I know that if you give it away for free, you can't expect to make any money off of it. And that's the only way they make money is taxes. I wish they'd give me a tax abatement. I'll stay here. I spend tons of money in this town. Give me a tax abatement. I'm tired of paying taxes on my house.
And, and that's what always irks existing business owners is they keep getting squeezed more and more. They don't get the breaks when looking to expand.
Jennifer Rayburn says that's what she was interested in knowing, if the increased revenue development was enough juice for the squeeze. It never came back up.
The feed, I think she's referring to there.
Yeah. Does the ammonia come from someone like Ineos or somewhere else?
And I don't think every other county can make the same deal because not every county's on a barge canal. That's obviously what's got them interested.
Andrew Alvarez with perspective. A person can start their own business and build up to 30 employees on their own without abatements. True.
I don't know that you'd get an abatement if you went to the county saying,
way.
I got a business.
No chance you'd get an abatement from the county. Are you kidding me? Losers whine about doing their best. John Paul, solid.
There's Bob Constantine checking in. Good to hear from you, sir.
And by the way, I don't disagree with JP here because I'd have to see the revenue stream in the long run. Does it make sense? But
and here's always some of the shell game too, right? You hear about this. Oh, these are high paying jobs. And then it turns out, well, 2 of them were and the rest of them weren't. And, what are they going to do? By 30 jobs are created.
Yeah.
So they all buy existing homes that are already on the tax rolls. Nothing lifts up.
Tammy Williams says a movie called Died Suddenly should be watched. Undertakers are removing huge clots out of 30-year-olds. Healthy otherwise, but took the COVID shot. We'll let you handle this break and I'll be right back. Wait, JP, he adds this. Business grows business. Look at all the companies that have come in this year just to support Caterpillar. Okay, I'm not disagreeing.
Are they getting abatements?
Probably. It's a shell game.
Chop and Block, stop in today. I think John Turner said that like 70% of the orders are complete. They've got a little bit of room left if you're trying to get an order in for Christmas, whether it's pre-cooked sides or meats. Get in. You've got until Friday to get the orders in, but they're filling up fast. They've only got so much capacity. So the sooner you get in there, the sooner you can get it done. Plus, they've got other things as well. You can give the gift of meat all year long. Give a gift card from the Chop and Block and stocking stuffers like their SPJ seasoning. It's a salt, pepper, garlic blend that they call salt, pepper, Jesus. Best salt, pepper, garlic blend I've found because it's got just the right amount of garlic. Too many of these don't have enough garlic. This one has the perfect amount. I've never found one yet that has too much garlic because you can never have too much, but the Chop and Block has a good one. Their Bernie's butt rub is really good for if you like barbecuing. So get in there and stockings. Alan's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Give Alan a call for all your towing needs as Marty the Moose walks on by. If you're anywhere within the sound of my voice and Brent's voice, you can call Alan's and they will come to your go-to tow-to needs.
They'll take care of you.
Absolutely, I always do. Chesnick Furniture Company, speaking of taking care of you.
What about white trash? Did you talk about them?
I have not talked about them yet.
550-1826. Reach out to BJ and Scott Nelson. They will help you have a trash-tastic day. They're in every one of our counties in the No Bull Network. Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, Gonzales, Carnes, Atascosa, B, Frio, Jim Hogg, Victoria. If you're in the county, give them a call. You need trash collection service, and that's what they do better than anybody. Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. Get by there. Yep. I went by the other day. I had to go out 59 on Business 59, and there were cars there like lunchtime.
Yeah, they got a new bingo.
Loaded up. I did not know that. Veracruz restaurant. Veracruz, just the best Mexican food in town. It's pre-caldo Wednesday, Tuesday. So get in today and have a steaming hot plate, but get that drowning enchilada.
Yep. Another one to
That'll
warm your
cockles.
There you go.
There you have it. Boy, we're like an old married couple. You know?
Yeah.
I've been around those people where he'll start a sentence and she'll finish it, and he just has that whooped puppy dog look. And I've also heard men go, "Are you going to tell this story or am I?" So funny. Tell him the one about, honey. Tell him the one about. Are you going to tell it or am I? No, remember that time? No, that's not right. That's not what
happened. They
happened.
argue with each other because neither one of them can remember it exactly how it happened. Yeah.
USA Concrete Coatings 578 Home. Let them come out and level up your concrete. Put down a tough as nails coat that won't crack, stick, peel, or fade. They can do it. There you go.
Leanne Knoll saying she's back from the NFR in Vegas.
Good for her.
I know they had some modifications because of the herpes virus that was causing problems with the horses and potentially, but it looks like the NFR went off without a hitch, so that's a great thing. Always a fun time, rodeo that I tend to watch. Didn't watch as much of it this year as I normally do. Funky says, knowing how corrupt our court here is in Nueces County, we would take that deal.
Sure. Well, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I know that in the big picture, Judge Zeller is a little stingy with abatements. He doesn't want to just give away the farm. That could be viewed as, oh, he's anti-growth. But the reason we want to grow the area is to grow the tax base. And if you defer that and the county has to incur expenses on behalf of those people.
Roads.
Yeah. Now,
EMS, police, firefighting, water, power, all that stuff that comes with growth.
I was all for the abatements for Caterpillar because I was like, you're not making any money off that ag exempt property now. So go ahead and John Paul says you can't have it both ways. You guys gripe all the time that Victoria isn't growing. Do we gripe?
Sometimes.
Okay. You have to find a way to incentivize companies to come here and create high-paying jobs. Hey, come on in and just take advantage of us. We're going to drop our shorts. I don't know. High-paying jobs go to restraints, buy cars,
go to restaurants.
Go to restaurants. I'm sorry. I just read what he wrote. High-paying jobs go to restaurants, buy cars, etc., not just houses. And then come the companies that support the port company. I agree 100%. I do. I would be a soft touch for an abatement because I would say 10% of something's better than 100% of nothing.
But 0% of...
Don't use real numbers. It confuses them.
I mean, let's negotiate. If they want 10 years, let's go, hey, how about 2?
Yeah.
Get to 5.
Somebody else
Maybe.
would give them 10. That is the point. But maybe sometimes it's okay to let someone else drop their shorts. I don't know. I have a feeling that it'll get done. I have a feeling we're having a little game of flinch going on.
BJ says they just signed up a new customer on the other side of Louise, so they're growing out towards El Campo. Good.
That's awesome. John Ball says, this show is depressing. From shootings to taxes, you covered it up. To horse herpes. Can we have something fun? Tell you what's fun. Aggies practicing yesterday, getting ready for the college football playoff. No doubt.
I hate to say it, John Paul Hull, Exxon was going to Portland the whole time.
The whole time. No doubt.
I don't think they were. I think they were using us to sweeten a deal in
100%.
Portland, and they were going there because of its proximity to Corpus.
Not that,
and deeper water.
They had deeper water at their port, and they also had a more of a talent pool to hire from. If you need to hire 500 people, Victoria is not the place to do it at this time. I mean, it's just not.
But how do you get to be able to hire 500 people if you don't give abatements to 30 people?
There you go. So okay, you've sold me. I would give the abatement. I'm just saying.
I don't think you give them what they're asking for. I think you negotiate it a little bit. I mean, if they're looking at Victoria County and particularly on at our port, they need access to the water. They can't go build this up in Lavaca County.
That's right.
They can't go build this in Caldwell County.
It does seem like our barge canal is ideal for some businesses. I mean, it's ideal. Jennifer Raymer says, here's some good news. The library's getting their roof fixed. Access to free books lives to see another day.
Well, the access would have been there. They just might have been waterlogged.
Yeah. BJ Nelson says, one thing that Lake Jackson has going is they have great schools. Bonds help have great schools and bring in industry. Did you see how BJ just spun that? That was good, BJ.
Formosa's in Port Lavaca. People drive 1 to 2 hours for work every day. They do that in Houston all the time.
They do, though. You're right. And by the way, it's amazing that more people don't die on the way to Formosa. Everybody gets there 1 minute before their shift. I've seen them running 3 wide. It looks like Daytona on a Sunday. You're trying to beat Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the plant.
Yeah, it's not good.
Was that Rob Reiner? And was it?
That's his son.
I thought that was Jerry Seinfeld.
No, that's his son. That's the one that murdered him.
So, at any
Sad
rate,
story.
Rob Reiner apparently challenged as a parent. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He did a few good men. I can't hate Rob Reiner's talent
No,
because
he was very talented. Didn't agree with him politically. I don't know. He might have been a nice guy. He did seem to have Trump derangement syndrome.
I did not want him dead. I never thought about what would be better if he was dead.
No. Yeah, a whole bunch of apparent New Year's Eve bomb plots have been foiled.
Wow.
A couple in Southern California. I heard there were a couple others around the country as well. FBI getting involved in busting that open through their Operation Midnight Sun.
You see what you've got there is just the opposite of what happened in France. They just said, fine, we're not going to have our concert that we've had for the last 60 years because it's just too dangerous. But you have to admit, from the discuss the morbid to prevent it, Times Square on New Year's Eve is a really prime spot for a terrorist attack, and you want to make sure that doesn't happen.
This would have been at apparently some logistics centers in California, 5 different ones. Apparently the idiots went out to the Mojave Desert and got caught ready to blow up some test explosives.
Crazy. By the way, our own Victoria County Sheriff's Office captured on the 12th of December, captured 44 pounds of cocaine in a hidden compartment in a vehicle coming through in their task force. Very good.
On top of the hidden compartment, and when they found all that meth in a train. There we go.
Scotty Scheffler.
First State Bank Louise. Sports update, because right now things are slow in the Astros world.
Stars won. PGA Tour Player of the Year, Scotty Scheffler, is the first golfer to receive the honor at least 4 consecutive years since Tiger Woods, who holds a record 5-year streak. It seems to me that although Scotty Scheffler is fun to watch, in fact, if I could tune in and had the option to either watch every shot Scotty Scheffler hit for 4 hours or jump around from green, now we go to the 17th. I would rather watch Scotty Scheffler play his entire round than watch the PGA Tour. And what that tells me is, at a time when Tiger Woods is no longer relevant, and at a time when the tour is somewhat fractured because people don't understand LIV and the PGA Tour, it seems to me that interest in golf is waning. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think that the average person...
And you know what I think when it really started to get hurt? was when they went to the year-round tour. They used to stop basically after September.
You had the silly season, they called it, when they would do scrambles and, team things. For many of you people my age, Luke Spencer on the daytime drama General Hospital. He dies at 78.
Played by Anthony Geary, yep.
Yeah, remember that terrible perm that guy had? Terrible perm. Yeah.
As we mentioned, Mike Foreman going to be the only one covering locally the Shiner Yoakum State Championship football game. So, subscribe to the Sports Advocate, $9.99 a month.
It's a great deal, and it's for
all
a
you
great
wanted for
cause.
us for that story. You sign up for the month.
Yeah.
Chances are, once you do that, you'll keep it because you'll like it.
Well, here's the deal. When Mike worked at the local paper, he would maybe do 2 articles a week. He now averages 4 to 5 articles a week because he's a writer. That's what he does. And we're just trying to support Mike's work. I mean, get it, like BJ, you guys should have one at work. People could read it. It comes in as an email. It's fantastic. His style is so light and refreshing. It's great. He's just great. New Center 25, they'll probably have somebody there, but nobody watches that. If you advertise,
they won't. I don't know.
You advertise in our local television set, it's wasted money. Nobody's watching Channel 25, except people that have like rabbit ears with aluminum foil and can't buy your product anyway.
TV might be there, but you know what? The TV is not going to be as in depth as Mike Foreman's coverage either.
They're not as good at what they do. Jennifer Rayburn says, "I like Rory." That'd be Rory McIlroy. Sometimes it's in. Sometimes there's cussing. Scheffler, it's all eagle, birdie, bogey, get in the hole. Where's the adventure in that? No, you're right.
Lots of adventure in that. I like the fact that Scheffler's like, you know what? This isn't life or death, and he doesn't treat the media with a certainty, and that's the difference.
They downplay him. I do think that he's somewhat ignored because very few people know that Scotty Scheffler, if you ask him, he'll go, "I am very blessed that the work I put into golf is rewarded with good play." He's not blessed to be a good golfer. He's blessed that because he works so hard, it pays off. But he will tell you straight up, "I'm a Christian. I'm a family man first." And
He's not getting his joy in life from golf.
Amen. 100% not. So you'll never see him like have a meltdown on the golf course because it just simply isn't life or death. It's certainly not life or death anymore. He's probably worth, honestly, $200 million. But he's not that marketable.
No. Well, but people tune in to watch him. And I think that's something that the PGA is fearing. They don't have that guy. Again, if Scheffler was a little bit more of a personality, then maybe, but I find him kind of refreshing that he doesn't have to be. He can walk away at any minute, and that's what the PGA fears.
He would. Amen. That's a true story. He could just say, "I'm going to retire. I'm going to go spend time with my kids." I could see him being more marketable if every now and then he just threw a club.
Absolutely.
Like if he hit an iron and then just stuck it in the golf course and let his caddy pick it up.
Dallas Stars win 4-1 over the LA Kings, second best record in the NHL. NHL is going to take a 3-week break for the Olympics in Italy. A lot of concerns that the Olympics hockey may not happen, which would possibly impact some other sports as well, because I saw some pictures of the arena that they're constructing in Cortina, Italy. I'm not sure this thing's getting done in time, folks.
Really?
Yeah. They got all sorts of problems, although I think Mariah Carey was just tabbed to be one of the performers at the opening ceremonies.
I'm assuming that the Rams won the game last night.
Who'd they play?
I don't know. I don't remember. Chargers, maybe? Dolphins.
Yeah, they beat. No, it was Steelers, Dolphins.
Steelers, Dolphins.
Steelers beat them. Yeah.
Were there 2 games, or was it just?
I think just the one.
Okay.
Steelers won it.
Very cold.
And that was the problem. Hit the wrong button there. Yeah, 28-15 Steelers over the Fish. We're out of time, folks.
Hey, we are. What does it say? I want to read that about Chernobyl. It says today's 1440 Science and Technology newsletter examines the ill-fated nuclear power plant. Blah blah blah. So that was an ad.
There you go.
There you go.
Get that one. Yep.
All right, folks. It's the top of the hour. We love you. Tomorrow, I promise you, tomorrow is going to be a more positive day. JP, I apologize. You guys have a great day. We love you. Inyana.
Bye, folks.
Ah.